First, let's welcome Leigh Lane of the Brunswick Wellness Coalition. Leigh, it's so good to have you on the show today. I can't wait till you share your vision of Brunswick Wellness Coalition with our viewers. So let's start by getting to know you a little bit. So tell me about your role at the Brunswick Wellness Coalition.
Well, June, thanks for having me. I appreciate the invitation and look forward to sharing about the Brunswick Wellness Coalition with you and the viewers of Brunswick County. My real role is the day-to-day operations and management of the Brunswick Wellness Coalition, which is an entity that encompasses lots of different organizations throughout the county, and I'll share a little bit more about that later.
Okay, great. Well, then let's talk a little bit about you. Tell me about your education and your background.
Well, I've loved health since the 7th grade, so I'm one of those lifelong health people.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the health habits that sometimes go along with it, but it led me to getting a degree in community health as an undergraduate, and then advancing on and getting a graduate degree in business, and eventually my doctorate in health administration. So from an academic perspective, you can tell there's a health theme kind of through there. But in the work realm, my experiences are from everything from health department to hospital to university settings. So coming on board with the Brunswick Wellness Coalition is definitely in my wheelhouse, and excited to have the opportunity to be able to further this idea of prevention in a county-wide effort.
Yeah, well, I know that we're glad to have you here. So I'm sure that some of our viewers out there have not heard too much about it. I know that there's been some advertising, and we try to do it both on TV and on the internet. I know you have a website. So tell us about the coalition and how it came about.
Sure. So the coalition has not been in existence that long.
Very long.
Probably 4 or 5 years, something like that. And it came out of this idea of people needing to come together for the idea of putting positive health practices in place with the vision of having Brunswick County be the healthiest county in North Carolina. So this was a conglomeration of different healthcare and government and private organizations that formed, and the founding members, including the 3 hospitals that serve Brunswick County, came on board with open arms and have been very embracing for the efforts going forward.
Mm-hmm. Well, does the Wellness Coalition just focus on Brunswick County?
That's a yes and a no question.
That's what I thought.
Yep. So yes, we do, because we want to be the healthiest county, but we also know that people come here to work, play, not just live, and we want to make sure that they have good work environments with healthy workplace policies and things like that. So we do, everybody who comes into the county, regardless of why they're coming, we want to make sure that they get some bit of that health and wellness enrichment that Brunswick County can have.
Well, I hear that the Brunswick Wellness Coalition has partners. Talk to me a little bit about what that means.
Sure. So we have 2 categories. We have partners and then we have friends. And partners are our major stakeholders. They usually put forth a little more effort from not only attending quarterly meetings that we have, but really getting involved in the work of our committees. And then our friends are folks who can't commit as much time, but who still want to participate in some form or fashion. It could be just that they love health, So we have the opportunity to bring lots of different people on board. And right now we have about 40 partners who we are collaborating with, which is wonderful. We still have a lot to do, but we're making good gains and momentum with our partner and growth of that area.
Give me an example of what a partner might do. What would a partner contribute?
So depending on the different type of partner, lots of times it could be anything from implementing a program, assisting with policy change, environment change, system change. It could be just advertising and getting the word out about what's going on with other organizations. So if somebody's hosting a class,
education and information.
It is.
Just connecting people with the right resources.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yes.
Now, I know you have several committees, so let's just spend some time on the committees. And do they have particular focus areas?
We have 3 major committees. One is visibility, which is kind of our marketing, advertising arm, where we want to showcase our partners in the efforts that they're doing. So that kind of is more of that social media, website sort of thing.
Sure.
And then we have our program committee, which is chronic disease, and we really look at lots of different disorders, diseases, health issues in that realm. Currently, we're kind of focusing on obesity, diabetes, heart disease, people moving a lot and getting that physical activity in. And then lastly, we have a food access committee where we are trying to engage people in consuming lots of fruits and vegetables, as well as helping our food pantries to offer healthy food options, have food tastings, allowing people to try things they haven't tried, community gardens, and a variety of other sorts of opportunities, whether it's a garden at a school or a garden at a church. Lots of opportunities in that food area where some of them even give food to the food banks.
So you you do work closely, I'm assuming, with the food banks all over the county then?
We do. Some of our food pantries here in Brunswick County are partners with the food bank. Some are not, the Central and Eastern North Carolina Food Bank. And the reason for that is most of them are volunteer run.
Right.
And so not everybody can be open the minimum number of times that the food bank wants them open. But the service that we've seen throughout the county has been absolutely wonderful. And the availability of, especially this past summer, fruits and vegetables and things like that that are fresh and people can consume those.
Yeah. How would you describe the primary ways that the coalition is impacting the community? What would be some of the primary?
I would say one is just that whole idea of getting people to learn a little bit about health and taking that to their personal level, and then hopefully taking the personal aspect that they gain from it and that growing into sharing it with their families, their friends, their coworkers, their communities.
Yeah. So getting back to disease prevention versus disease treatment, you are promoting the disease prevention aspect.
A lot of it is disease prevention. So an example would be somebody who may be pre-diabetic. We would like to keep them pre-diabetic or reverse that before they develop diabetes. However, when we think about morbidity and mortality, if someone does have diabetes, we want to educate them on how to reduce worsening that disease. So foot care, eating what they need to eat, checking their A1C levels.
Right. Well, during this time of the pandemic, I'm sure that a lot of activities have been curtailed. Are there any offered online, such as diabetes education, things like that?
Yes, we have our diabetes education, the DPP program, that's being offered virtually, as well as Moving for Better Balance, which is more fall prevention with a little bit of a Tai Chi background in it, and very interesting. So we'll be getting results from both of those programs probably by the end of this year to see what people are engaged in and how they're progressing with this different learning style.
Well, there's so many more questions I'd love to ask you, but we're getting close to the end of our time. It looks like there's some amazing work going on out there. And if there are viewers out there would like to have more information, how might they contact you?
So they can always send us an email at brunswickwellness@gmail.com. Look at our website, which is brunswickwellness.org, or they can follow us on social media at Brunswick Wellness.
At Brunswick Wellness.
Yeah, we're Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so we're out there.
You're really connected.
And we want to connect with people. We want to hear ideas, and we would love to hear from folks.
Great. Well, I hope to have you back real soon, and hopefully we'll have some activities that we can talk about and some events that are going to come up. So thank you again for being here.
Thanks, June. I appreciate the invitation.